So if you're doing your research and you're thinking about moving to Winston-Salem, one of the things you've got to consider is, where do I move? What neighborhood in Winston-Salem is right for me? It's one of the most common questions that I get. Which neighborhood should I move in? What neighborhoods are good? What neighborhoods are not? And if you're doing that same search, you're doing that same research, you're probably seeing a lot of the same names, right? You're probably seeing things like Sherwood Forest, Buena Vista, Mount Tabor, Ardmore, things like that, right? West End, all the neighborhoods that we know that are great neighborhoods in Winston-Salem. But today I want to talk about some hidden gems, some neighborhoods that kind of go under the radar. And if you stick around to the end, I'll show you how you can find some of those same neighborhoods, because they're spread out all over Winston-Salem. But you find some of those same neighborhoods and hopefully find a house that makes sense for you and your family. I'm Jeff Valentino. I love helping people buy and sell real estate. If that's you, my contact information is below. And I'll just say right off the bat, probably the easiest way to make sure you find some of these hidden gems is to make sure you're working with me. Okay. The first neighborhood I want to tell you about is Stonebrook Crossing. Now, geographically speaking, this neighborhood is near Meadowlark and Country Club. So it's in that kind of northwest quadrant of Winston-Salem. This one, it's smaller, but it really flies under the radar. This neighborhood has some of the best schools in the entire area. Schools that a lot of families and a lot of people want their kids to go to can be found in Stonebrook Crossing. Just some good schools, really nice homes, mostly built in the early 2000s range to like the 2000 teens is when most of these homes in here were built. You have a little bit more of that kind of suburban feel. Again, we're about probably 10 to 15 minutes from downtown, so we're just a little bit west and north of downtown. So it feels a little bit more open, a little bit more spread out. It's not quite a city feeling neighborhood, but you're still just about 10 to 15 minutes from downtown. I had a client get a house in this neighborhood recently, and it was really one of the best deals of the year I'd seen, honestly. I mean, this house, check this out, built in 2005, just about 4,000 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It had a clean inspection. It was on a larger lot, almost 0.4 acres. Just the house was taken care of and upgraded really, really nicely. Great house. $440,000 was the price of this house. And I know if this was in one of the neighborhoods that I mentioned earlier, this house would have been much, much more money. So again, just being kind of a little bit off the beaten path, not, you know, they didn't need to be in one of those neighborhoods with a special name. So finding this house here was just a really gem of a find for them. Now, if we go about 10 minutes north and east of Stonebrook Crossing, up kind of towards the Mount Tabor area, you will find Ashley Forest. Now, this neighborhood is right next to Sherwood Forest and New Sherwood Forest, so it features a lot of the same location and school benefits that those neighborhoods do. You know, things like going to shopping and the schools that are in those neighborhoods, but also kind of similar feel to those neighborhoods. Homes that were built around the same time, similar types of construction, similar architectural styles, and similar homes that are found, again, in Sherwood and New Sherwood Forest. Check this house out that was sold a little while ago. Now, I showed this one to a couple different people. It didn't work for either of them, but I thought the house was really great. It was a good example of what you can find in this neighborhood. It was a 4-bed, 3-bath with a really nice finished basement that would be great for like either related living or if you wanted to Airbnb it. The house was fully renovated in 2017. It was done really nicely. I thought it was a great house on a really nice lot in a great location. So again, if you like Sherwood Forest in that general location, check out Ashley Forest and other ones that are right around that area, but not quite in Sherwood Forest. So if we head now up towards Pofftown a little bit, so we're going to be heading west from there, we're going to see a neighborhood called Heritage Oaks. Now, what I liked about this one is it's right near some new construction that is being developed by really quality builders, but the homes, most of the homes in Heritage Oaks were built in around the 90s to the early 2000s. They have really large lots from like 0.7 up to about an acre. So really good sized lots if having a big lot is important to you. Also, the schools in this neighborhood are, like the other ones we've been talking about, highly desirable. But again, this is just one of those neighborhoods that you don't hear of often when you are talking about different neighborhoods or subdivisions in Winston-Salem. So I had some clients recently got a house in Heritage Oaks. Home was a little over 2,700 square feet on about a 0.75 acre lot. Really, really nice. This home was in the mid 3s. Just, I thought was a great deal. You know, need some updating and a couple little different things like that. But that house in this location was just a phenomenal hidden gem for those clients. I'm really excited for them. But let's say you want to be a little bit closer to downtown. You like a lot of the action and the feel of just a more kind of city neighborhood, right? You want the houses a little bit close together, a more tighter neighborhood feel versus the larger lots and more spread out homes. Well, I will tell you to check out Knollwood Manor. This neighborhood is directly west of Ardmore. So you have a lot of the same location benefits of Ardmore as far as being close to a lot of really good restaurants are right around there, some great shopping, different things to do, a lot of different activities right near Miller Park and all those good things of benefits of Ardmore, again, just right next to it without quite paying the Ardmore prices. Now, in the low threes in Knollwood Manor, you can get a house like this, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, really nice manicured lawn, had a really giant shed in the backyard if you wanted to make it, into a workshop or she shed or man cave or kind of whatever you're into. It was a really nice place, done nicely, well taken care of. And I know if that same house was located right in Ardmore, it would have either had a lot more offers or sold for more money or something like that. But again, just right next to it, a great little hidden gem for some clients. Now let's say, I don't want to be, up in that northwest area. I don't want to be right in the city. I like to be further south. I want to go, down into Davidson County where property taxes are much lower. There tends to be just fewer people in general, but there is going to be growth going because of the Carolina core. I want to kind of be somewhere located around that. I would tell you down there, and if you love to golf, check out the Meadowlands neighborhood. This is part of a master plan community that is right near, coincidentally called Meadowlands Golf Course. So if you like golf course communities, you like newer construction, really take a look at this one. It's in Davidson County, like I said. Really high quality builders are developing this neighborhood. Most of the homes started being built in 2005 with new construction still going on today. Like I said, this is going to be a planned community that's going to be developed over the next few years. So you will continue to see some growth out there, but right now you have the benefit of the low Davidson County taxes right on the golf course or, really close to it. But with homes that started in 2005 and new construction going all the way up until today, you have, the homes that are existing there that are for sale are going to have that, more modern, updated floor plan. But you can still go for new construction if that's your thing too. Home prices here start like in the low fours. Once in a while you see one under 400. Most common price range is probably in the mid fours in this neighborhood. Of course, there are going to be some a little bit more as well. But here's one of those more typical houses that you'll see in Meadowlands. Again, the big 2-story design with the brick fronts, modern open floor plan. Really nice homes for the money. And taxes on these, again, are going to be much less than you were if you were in Forsyth County or even, closer to downtown or some of the first neighborhoods that we talked about. You'll be able to save some money in property taxes. So if that's your thing, you like golf, you want to be kind of out away from the main part of town, really check out Meadowlands in Davidson County. Now, I joked around earlier about making sure that you're working with me, and if we are, that's great. If not, I get that too. But here are some ways that you can find some of those hidden gems, because I just went over a few of these neighborhoods, but these neighborhoods are all over Winston-Salem, and while they tend to be a little bit smaller is one of the reasons they don't get the attention of, the larger neighborhoods like, Sherwood Forest and Ardmore, the ones we discussed previously. These neighborhoods tend to be a little bit smaller, but they're spread out all over. So I'm going to tell you how you can give yourself the best option to find some of these hidden gems. So if we're working together and we're doing our search, we're going to do this, but you can do it on your own as well. First thing you got to do is really go over your have to haves, right? I have to have 3 bedrooms. It has to be, this size of a lot. We're going to set your big criteria. And then what we're going to do, instead of, saying a neighborhood or a zip code, we're going to make the geography wide. So if I want to be, west of 52, or I want to be south of 40 or east of 52, right? We're going to make a bigger block on the geography. I can do this in the MLS on most of the apps that you'll be searching on, Zillow, Redfin, Realtor, etc. You can draw your own map too. So what you want to do is just draw your geography a little bit wider than the typical neighborhood boundaries that you're seeing, and you will pick up all of these because, let's say you want to be somewhere with a larger lot and you're looking in certain neighborhoods. Well, there is something like right outside of Mount Tabor that is not in Mount Tabor neighborhood, but will be right next to it and not what's called a neighborhood, so the MLS won't pick it up like that. But it might have almost exactly what you're looking for, but not be right in Mount Tabor, but maybe right next to it, and almost kind of think of it like almost kind of the unincorporated. It's not really, but just kind of a frame of reference for you. So again, set your have to haves. Put that as your search criteria, but just make your geography a little bit wider. Don't just narrow down to a zip code or a neighborhood. Draw your geography a little bit wider, and you'll pick up all these little here and there houses, which is especially important right now when we're seeing still overall low levels of inventory. It's important to expand your criteria where you can to give yourself the best opportunity to find some of these hidden gems. If you need help buying or selling real estate, I'd love to be a resource for you. You can email me directly at jeff@govalentino.com. Thanks for watching. See ya.